Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Afi and I am back again with another video. This is a bit of a different setup. I don't know if I like it or not, haven't decided. But this video is just basically like an appreciation post, and I think this is a topic that goes very well with just appreciating. And what I'm appreciating is just like all the hundreds of subscribers that I have. By the time I'm filming this video, my subscribers were like maybe 100, um, like 100 flat. So that's very exciting. I don't think I ever thought that I would like get subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Like the first time I got a subscriber that like was someone that I didn't know, I was just like, who's that? I don't know, blah blah blah. Anyway, I guess that's the point of YouTube. But essentially, I just want to talk about why I started YouTube and why I think like it's a good idea for you to start something if you think about starting it. Yeah, so that's basically just this video. It's just me sort of encouraging anyone who's thinking of starting anything, like whatever it is that you want to start, whatever conversation it is that you want to do, like just whatever you're thinking about. I think God put it in your head for a reason, and there's like there's no reason not to do it. So anyway, I decided to just like I have notes for this as well. This is the book that I write my notes in. I don't think I've ever shown it, but anyway, this is the book I write my notes in. I have like literally this book is almost done because I had so many ideas and I'm so excited to do this. I think essentially I've gotten a lot of questions from people that I know asking me like, why did you think to start a YouTube channel? Like what made you want to start one and blah blah blah, and and it's like I don't think I can ever give like a conclusive answer for why I thought it was a good idea to begin, but I think this video explains it very very well in one like place, so that's like my thoughts are not scattered, because I think sometimes I tend to have like scattered thoughts and stuff like that, and because of that then sometimes I don't give like conclusive answers. So yeah, this is just the video for anyone who's wondering, why did this random girl just begin a YouTube channel all of a sudden? Like, who does she think she is, and why does she think that she can speak on the internet and anyone would care? That's a good question because I don't have the answer to it, to be honest. But essentially, I thought about starting a YouTube channel for a very long time. Like, this has been an idea in my head since I think I was maybe 18. I'm 20 now, so it's only been 2 years. But I've had this idea for a very long time. Like, I've always wanted, like, I'm on YouTube a lot. Anyone that knows me knows I'm always on YouTube. Like, I don't watch series, I don't watch movies, but I'm always on YouTube. Like, I'm always looking for something to watch. I'm always discovering new people. Like, I feel like I'm always telling my friends, oh, I just discovered this person and I just started liking this one and blah, blah, blah. Like, because I spend so much time on YouTube. And every single time I would watch people's videos, I would always think, like, why can't I do that? Like, I really want to do that. And why can't I do it? And I mean, the obvious reason is I was afraid. Like, there was so much fear with it. Like, if I'm being honest, the amount of fear I had to start was like immense. It was a lot. And so in 2018, I think it was around December that I posted my first video on another channel called, I think it's called Afiketchi Kalama right now. I have no idea. I keep changing the name, but it's because it's my email. But anyway, I'm really gonna start rambling in this video, but yeah, so I started that YouTube channel like December or November of 2018, and I did covers. At the time, everybody knew me as someone who was singing, and so I was like, because I want to start a YouTube channel and I want to like put my stuff out there, like I want to be out there. I was like, why not just use this thing that everybody knows I do, and basically just like do covers, post them on the internet, and just share them with people. And I was that person, right? I was the person who does covers and I was the person who sings, and that's what my identity became. And not that I don't enjoy singing and not that I don't want to be known as a girl who sings, but it's just that I think every single time people saw me, they were like, "Can you sing for us?" And I'm like, these are not even my songs, and it's not that I don't enjoy them, but they're not even my songs, so they're not really telling any of my truths. They're not really saying anything that I want to say. Like, it's like, of course, music is so important to me. Like, I think the most important thing to me is music. Like, I love music so much. But then I just felt like I'm the kind of person who loves to share stories. I love to listen to stories. And most of the songs that I like, and the reason I like them is because they are telling a story, right? And so I was just that person who sang and who was being called upon. Like, if people are looking for somebody to sing, oh, call Afi, she's gonna sing, blah blah blah. And like, I had music classes, which is so much fun. I really really love them. And so that was nice, and I loved it. So I was just like, let me just do it. But I think, like, I went on and off of it because essentially all these things I'm explaining, like, I was just doing covers, which is other people's songs, other people's thoughts, like everybody else's experience, and I always wanted to do more. Like, I've always been the kind of person who loves to share things, and I always wanted to do more, and I just felt like those covers were not covering it for me. Like, wow, yeah, like they weren't like doing it for me, and I was just like moving in and out of like sometimes wanting to sing, sometimes not wanting to sing. So when you watch like that channel, I think I actually have more videos on this channel, which I started 6 months ago, than that channel that I started in 2018. And essentially, like, even when I started this channel, everybody asked me like, what are you going to do with the other one? Anyway, let me not like jump ahead. So I started with that, and it was so much fun. I genuinely enjoyed doing covers, and I've been thinking about going back to it, but I'm not too sure if I will. Like, I'm still just trying to figure that out in my head. But yeah, so that was my first attempt at being on YouTube. And I feel like singing stuff picks up very, very fast. Like, I remember so many people watching like my first video and stuff like that. And I think when it comes to things like singing, like, people love music in general. And I think people are quick to support your music because music videos are like 3 minutes maximum. And by the time you're like 1 minute into the video, you've already heard if this person's voice is good, if the song is good, blah blah blah. Like, I mean, it's just easier, right? And that's the thing, like, that picked up quite fast. And it's not like it picked up like I became famous because of that. Like, I really did not. But I think more people that I know knew about that channel, and they were all just like, yeah, we enjoy this, blah blah blah, keep at it, blah blah. And it's like, I had a conversation with my mom the other day, and she was just like, we actually really just enjoy your voice. And I'm like, yeah, I appreciate that. Like, I love that people love my voice. I genuinely do. But I just think I got tired of being the girl who sings covers. Because at some point I even named the channel like Covers by Afiketchi Kalama, because it was like, covers by me, and I just didn't know where that channel was going. And that's the thing with it. Like I was gonna do covers, and I think essentially my intention was to do covers and maybe even morph into doing this as well on that channel. But at the time when I was beginning this one, there was so much fear of like people listening to what I have to say. And it's weird because like there was a lot of fear. Like, I remember thinking, am I seriously gonna like I think the first video you find on this channel is it my faith journey to faith? I'm not too sure. I had a few videos that I have now like made private because I mean, not that I don't like the content, but I just think I could do them again but in a better way. So I'll probably just do them again in a better way. But the first video that you see right now, I think, is called Tips of Getting Over a Heartbreak or something like that. And then the second video is my faith journey to faith. And I think, and the difference between when I posted that first video and then the faith journey to faith video is maybe a month or two. And in between, I had a couple of videos, like maybe 2 or 3, not too many. But I was so scared. Like, I remember when I first started it, I did a bit of like a review on the movie called Me Before You. I did a review on another movie, a series called The Blonde Type. I think it was The Blonde Type that I did. A series called The Blonde Type. And I remember like when I first told one of my friends, she was asking me, I think she asked, oh no, I think I told her like there's this show that I really like called The Bold Type. I did a review on it, so just watch it and let me know what you think, like if the review actually convinces you to watch the show, whatever. She loved the review. She watches The Bold Type. She really loves the series, so it was very interesting that she really liked it, and I genuinely appreciate that. I think she is so supportive, and I appreciate it. I love you. What is it? Yeah, I love you. So anyway, I did that, and then I told another friend when I was on the phone with her, I think it was sort of like a catch up, and I remember saying, by the way, this is like top secret. I can't remember which one I told first, but I was like, this is top secret information. I just started this channel and I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so excited for you, blah, blah, blah. And she went and checked it out, and she was like, if you don't want me to check it out, then I won't. But if you do, then that's fine. I will. And I was like, yeah, I guess you can. Just don't share it. And like, I'm just a bit scared, you know. And she was so supportive. I feel like the reason why this YouTube channel actually became a thing is because my friends were so supportive of the thought. Like, even before it was an actual thing, my friends were so supportive. And I love that. Anyway, so yeah, essentially that's what happened, right? So then I did those videos, and then my faith journey to faith, I had an idea to do that. And essentially this video came at the same time. This channel began at the same time as like when I began like taking my faith intentionally and being intentional about my faith and stuff like that. And so I was just inspired to talk about my faith journey to faith, because I think there's so many testimonies on the internet that talk about like how like Jesus saved me, and like my testimony and stuff like that. And most of the time you hear somebody talking about them reaching a rock bottom, like someone was in an accident about to die, and at that moment is when like Jesus appeared to them and they were like, oh my God, this is it, you know. Or somebody was like doing drugs, or somebody was like deep in pornography, or somebody was like I feel like every single time I hear a testimony, it's always something deep. Like I watched another testimony that was called From New Age to Jesus, and she was talking about how like she got to the place where she was like unlocking the third eye, and at that point she realized she was so like anxious all the time, and it was just being so like the whole new age thing was so negative on her. And at that moment I think is when she flipped and whatever. And I feel like every single testimony talks about how like you have to be in some rock bottom for you to get to Jesus. And I remember thinking like, why is it that we must get to this? And I had a conversation with a friend of mine maybe a year or 2 years ago. I don't even think he remembers this, but I remember him telling me something like, "Me, I'm waiting for the to reach like rock bottom for me to like take my faith seriously." And I remember just wondering, like, why must we wait to get to like rock bottom? Why must we be like at the bottom of the pit before we can like believe in God, or like take our faith seriously, like want to live in God's presence and just like dwell in His presence and listen to God and blah blah blah. So anyway, and I realized that I wasn't in like some insane rock bottom area. Like, of course, I was emotionally in such a weird place at the time, but I wasn't like at rock bottom in any sense. And so I decided like I want to do that video because you don't have to be. And then also I think a lot of times when you hear people's testimony, it's like I didn't believe in God at all, and then now I'm like this believer and follower and blah blah blah. And not to say that any of those things are bad things, it's just to say that there's a lot of that on the internet which paints a picture that you must be like at an extreme for your story to matter. But very recently, actually, one of my favorite YouTubers, the name is Tori and Chad Masters. That's their YouTube channel, and I think Tori posted a picture on Instagram and said, "God can't use a story. God can't use your story if you don't tell it," or something like that. I can't remember. And I think they were talking about like Chad's story and stuff like that. Anyway, essentially, I just wanted to say like the reason why I did the video is because I felt like there's too many of those ones where it's like death to life, when like when it's very very realistic for somebody who has been brought up in like a good family. Like if you think about my family history, it's a very good family. I've been brought up in faith. I have been like technically there's nothing wrong with like the way I was brought up, but I still struggled with my faith. And that's normal. And I think sometimes people think like if you grow up in this good place or blah blah blah, like I can't even say that we've struggled or anything like that. Like I can't be those people who are like, I've struggled my entire life and now I'm on the other side. Like I don't think I could say that. But I think it's just like we just need to normalize the fact that even though things may go 100% great to people outside, you may be battling with things on the inside, and that's okay. But then it's not okay to dwell in it, but it's okay to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like human beings, like you can grow up with the best things in life and still you're going to struggle. And that's the reason why I did my faith journey to faith, because it was like I was in faith, but I had to have this sort of like resurrection, I think, for lack of a better word, to get to my faith properly. And I think taking my faith seriously has been such a good evolution for myself. I think I have changed in the best ways, and that has been great. Anyway, so yeah, that was like that was now the first video that I shared with anyone. Like that was the first time I was like, okay, fine, I have this YouTube channel and I'm sharing these thoughts with you. And still, I was a bit scared, but I was just like, it's fine. I think essentially what happened was a shift in my brain. It was more like I was more concerned with following God's instruction than listening to human beings and their disappointment. And I think that's the most beautiful thing that happened in my life. The fact that I took my faith seriously, and my fear of God was stronger than my fear of human beings. Does that make sense? And so when I felt inspired to do something by God, I did it. When I felt like God was telling me to do something, I would 100% follow that, like regardless of like what anyone thinks and stuff like that. And I think, and a few times after, I've done the exact same thing. And I think sometimes I shock people because they're like, why is this girl doing things like this? But it's like when God inspires me to do something, I don't let anyone come in the way of it, and I don't let anyone play with my faith. Like my faith is something that's very important to me, and that's not something that I'm willing to compromise on anything. Like absolutely nothing. So anyway, yeah, so that has basically been just a bit of a story of why I started my YouTube channel. So I want to talk about a few of like people's reactions to me starting a YouTube channel. I think essentially there's still so much fear. I'm not gonna lie, and that's why I decided to do an entirely new YouTube channel instead of using the other one, which had covers. But I also think that felt like if I merged the two things, I think it would have been such a weird like crossing of spirits. If I don't know how else to say it, but like I feel like the spirit behind the other one was more like I was in a very, very dark place. Like I wasn't not like a dark place. I feel like sometimes I use these terms and it seems so deep, but like I was very sad when I was starting the other one. I remember one day just feeling very empty and sad, and I had taken this video like 5 months before that day, and I was like, why not just do it? And I did it out of just that sadness and like looking for validation from people and stuff like that. And to be honest, validation from people is really gives you a high. Like I'm not even gonna lie, like it gives you such a good high, but then it doesn't last very long and it's not worth it. But anyway, so and the inspiration behind this one was more like I just wanted to share like what God had done for me, but more than that, I just wanted to sort of like be God's instrument. So sometimes, like even now, as I do this YouTube channel, I feel like sometimes I plan to do a video and then I just don't do it and I do something else and it turns out to be so much better than what I had planned to do before, blah blah blah. So I think the intention between the two videos was so different and I didn't want to mix that up. Also, the covers were a lot like just a lot of secular music, and not to say that like I'm not out here to be like, don't listen to secular music, God knows I do, but I just didn't want to mix the two things. So yeah, that was my intention with this. And so it's been nice. I've really, really enjoyed having this YouTube channel. I think it's been maybe 7 or 8 months now, and it's been great. And I think it shocked a lot of people that knew me. Maybe it didn't shock others, but it's I think my mom one time actually was like, how did you even think to do this? Like what even happened, and at what point, like when did this thought even come to your brain? And my mom is so freaking supportive, you guys. Like I don't even know how to say it. She watches every single video of mine. She's always commenting. She's like, really, I absolutely appreciate my mother because she's so supportive. Like it's very nice to know that someone is in your corner like that. Like just to know that even though it's something that she doesn't understand, and even now I think she still doesn't fully grasp it, even though that's the case, it's so nice that she's so supportive. Like I feel like I'm gonna cry from this, but anyway, thank you very much, mom. I appreciate it, and I love you so much. Also, my sister has been 100% supportive. Like it's been great. Like on YouTube, not on YouTube, sorry, on Instagram, when I get like, people send you weird messages about like, we'd like to work with you, blah, 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 but then you're not too sure, or like, they're like, check out our page and nini. So, because I don't know who to trust and who not to trust, my sister is literally my go to. Like, anytime, regardless of what she's going through, she's going to like, check it out or just let me know what she thinks and stuff like that. And I genuinely appreciate that. Like, that has been really great to have somebody who I know like cares about me enough to do that. I think essentially having this channel has really helped me just see how good my family is. So that's been great. Um, and something else I want to appreciate is my dad is always asking, like, what's the purpose? Like the other day, I was having a conversation about Vlogmas and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, what's the purpose of this? And he's always asking me that. And as much as it may seem like such a bad thing or like such a weird thing, I appreciate the fact that he asks me that. First of all, can I just mention, like, the light keeps shifting. I'm not even understanding what's happening. Now I look yellow and I'm just like, it's annoying me and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. But my dad keeps asking me the purpose, and I think it's a son though. Like, I actually genuinely think it's a son thing, but I don't know what else to do. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's me struggling, you guys. But the reason why I appreciate the fact that he asks me that is because, like, I feel like it puts me in a place of like, I have to think. Like, I also have to think and be like, what really is the purpose of this? Like, why are you doing this and why is this so important to you and stuff like that? Like, it's important for me to remember my purpose and to remember why I'm doing this. And having being asked that question a couple of times makes me just like, like remember what my actual purpose is. So that's great. I think, oh, I wrote this thing here saying that it's interesting to think that I had thought about this for so long and yet I didn't share the thought with anyone. And anyone that knows me knows I share everything. Like, genuinely cannot keep a secret. Like, okay, I can keep a secret, right? If you tell me something you don't want anyone else to know, I will not tell them, promise. I I'm the kind of person who loves to share. Like, so if I have a thought, I share it. If I find a new series, I share it. If I meet someone new on YouTube, like, just like I say meet, but like if I watch someone's video, if I see something that's really cool, or if I hear something that's cool, I'm always sharing. Like, I love sharing stuff. I enjoy it. I'm always telling my friends, like, and I think that's the reason why I've managed to make so many friends of mine this as but it's because I'm always sharing. I love sharing. And so the fact that this has been a thing that I've thought about for so long and I have not shared it with a soul until it happened is actually a bit crazy to me, to be honest. Like, I just think about it, I'm like, that is crazy. Like, it's insane that I did not share it with anyone. Like, and yet it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted my voice to be heard. This is sort of me trying to get my voice heard when I feel like I'm not, but then it's also just me sharing, and I love it. And I think essentially, like, it's so nice to have people watching it constantly, especially like when YouTube starts to like push a video more, which means more people are seeing it, and like, you're getting more views and stuff like that. And it's just like, wow, it's mind blowing to see, to be honest. Okay, then. So what else did I want to say in this video? I have no idea. Oh yeah, I just wanted to say that, like, if you have an idea to do something and if God is putting something in your heart very strongly, please do it. Like, just go ahead and do it, because I feel like even this past year, even though I've been so in tune with God, there have been situations where I feel like maybe God was putting something on my heart, but I let fear take that over. And because I let fear take that over, I didn't talk about it. And also because I did not trust the fact that God was speaking to me, I thought it was a sin, or I thought it was something wrong, or I thought it was, just stuff like that. And essentially, now looking back at it, I'm just like, and I was having this conversation with my friend, and I'm like, maybe that was a way for God to like tell me to do something, yet I didn't do it, and now I'm disappointed at the fact that I did not do it. But then it's just like, if you have an idea, if you think about doing something, anything, do it. Like, do not let fear hold you back. Do not let human beings hold you back. I think people and wanting people's opinions is like the number one thing that holds back a lot of people, including myself. Like sometimes I do a video, like which video? There's a video that I talk about depression or something like that, and I remember having like mad anxiety about it. Like I was like, I know too many people who are struggling with their mental health. I know too many people who, I don't know, like I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna be overstepping, I'm not too sure what's gonna happen, blah blah. But then it was sort of like praying about it and just asking God, in which direction do you want me to go with this video? And like even thinking about the video like gossip that I just did very recently, like that video is one that I was told, like my friend suggested it in like September. I did it in November, and that's because I was not too sure like which direction to go with it. Like I didn't know how I was gonna say things that were not gonna be judgmental and stuff like that, because truly I am not the person to judge people. Like I know I have strong opinions, but I genuinely am not interested in judgment. Like I'm just like, who, I have no right to judge anyone, to be honest. I have absolutely no right. Like I'm not better than anybody for me to think that I have the right to judge someone else. And I just think like God instructs us not to judge other men, and I'm like, that's not my business. So anyway, that's the thing. So it's like so much still holds me back sometimes, and it's definitely a work in progress. Like we're all working towards like not letting things like fear hold us back. And I have a video about fear. I can't even remember what I say in that video, but like fear is it's such a big emotion. Like it's, is it even an emotion? But it's such a big thing in our lives. Like you can not do stuff because you're so afraid. Like you find your parents refuse you to go outside because they're afraid that you're gonna be kidnapped, or like, whatever it is. Like fear is such a huge thing. And because it's such a huge thing, you I don't know, like sometimes you just have to do it afraid. Like I don't know how else to say it. Like sometimes you just have to do it afraid. And I feel like this channel has really, really helped me like step out of my comfort zone in ways I would have never thought I would. Like 100%, not in a million years. Wow. Not in a million years would I have like dreamt this up, honestly. Like I would be sitting in front of like my laptop. Just in case you don't know, I film on my laptop. But anyway, like I'd be sitting here speaking into like the camera and saying stuff and like saying my opinion on things. Oh my god, it's crazy. Like I have such strong opinions, but then I'm also so afraid of telling them because I feel like people won't appreciate them, or people won't like the fact that I have an opinion. And like there's always been that fear of like when you're too strong, then like men are intimidated by you. So it's always been like, oh, try and silence yourself, because you don't want any like a man to be intimidated by you, because who's gonna be your husband? But my mother said this thing once. She was like, anyone who's gonna be intimidated by me is not someone that I would want for a significant other anyway. And it's just like, and it's not even, I'm not saying this to be like rude or strong about it or anything like that. It's just me appreciating the person that I am has come with so many things. And I am just grateful that like I reignited my faith, and it became this thing that is so important to me, that like God managed to send me this message and I listened and stuff like that. So that's really, really great. This video is getting so long, but thank you so much for like subscribing, for sharing when you share, for watching all the time, for just being there 100%. Like I genuinely appreciate it. I feel like this seems like such a little milestone, but it's such a big thing for me, because never in a million years would I think 100 people would be listening to what I have to say. Like 100 people seems so massive. Like I don't have that many friends. Even like when I think about it, I don't have that many friends, and I could have a few acquaintances, but it's like I would have never thought that like 100 people would be listening to what I have to say. So that's great, and I genuinely appreciate it. I know this thing has had so many like shifts and changes and blah blah blah, but I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share with everyone that you know. Subscribe down below if you haven't subscribed. And yeah, so I'm gonna see you next time. Bye.